Ever notice how many times you get asked to give out your cell phone number? Well, I'm currently traveling around Europe and I've been asked for cell phone number information 22 times in 1 week. I get asked when I check into a hotel, get asked when I rent a car, get asked when I make dinner reservation, and worst of all, when I'm using a public hotspot. Why? Well, if you think about it, it makes complete sense because your cell phone number is unique to you. It's probably the same cell phone number you've been using for years and years and years, and therefore it's tied to everything that you do, both online and in the real world. And this is golden information and a major security issue. You see, whilst it's easy to get rid of an email address, you can create a new one and simply discard the old one. Think about what a mission it would be if you get a new cell phone number. Think about what you would need to do. Are you really going to send a text message to your entire contact list to let them know about your new cell phone number? Oh, and what about all those websites that still use OTP, that one-time PIN, as a text message so you can log into those sites? Are you going to make sure you've got every single one of those updated? It's just too hard, which means you're not going to do it, so you're basically stuck. Data brokers know that you're not going to change your number, which is why it's the most valuable piece of PII, personally identifiable information. And this is the kind of stuff that they love to sell. Scammers also love this because once they have you on their list, they start hitting you with those phishing text messages and all those wonderful AI call scams. So what do you do to protect yourself and your family? Well, that was the big question for me as I was heading out to Europe with my family. I wanted to make sure that I can protect my personal identity. And so I partnered with Cloaked. I want to put the digital identity software to the test in the real world. Cloaked's mission is super simple. It's to make it easy for anyone, including the non-geeks, to be able to take control of your personal identity, your security, and your privacy. And they've got such a simple and smart way of doing it. Let me show you what I mean.
Right, here is the dashboard. This is what it looks like. So you first log in, you see this great facility to uncover your identity risk. You can essentially put your cell phone number in and it will tell you which data broker has your contact information. That's pretty cool. You got a couple of action items, including the ability to import passwords into Cloak. On the right hand side, you're able to use Cloaked on your iOS and Android device as an app. I'm going to show you how that works shortly. Now, I'm going to click on New Identity on the left hand side, and here I got to give it a name. Now, whenever I start typing in, it's going to find websites that already have that keyword in it, so you can create an identity for each of these sites. You're not reusing the same identity all over the web, which is perfect because, again, you're separating your profiles on different websites. For me, I created my own custom one called Travel Europe. Right, if I want to, I can add it to a category. So when you have a lot of identities, you can group them together. Show me all the news ones, all the shopping ones. This one I'm going to file under travel. Now, there is no website, but watch this. This is where it really happens. Click on generate, and it generates a random, unique phone number specifically for you. You can receive calls, you can make calls from that number, and you can get text messages as well. And of course, you can generate your very own unique email address, which you can use, all at a touch of a button. This is absolutely golden. Right, and if you go to the main dashboard, there is the recent identity you've just created, Travel Europe. And then you've got the inboxes. And in your inbox is where you're going to find all the emails, all the text messages, all the calls, the ability to block spam. So now that it's all set up, let's take it out for a test run and show you how it works in the real world. So I needed to book some tickets because I got the Chrome extension. When I go to register to book my tickets, I can click on a button called Generate All Fields. And just like that, I now have an email address specifically for this particular website for travel, Rail Europe Group. I can confirm that email address, and it even generated a cell phone number, so they can still get in touch with me in case there's a problem. So if you look at the profile that was just created, there is the website, there is the cell phone number, and there is the email address. Now, let's just say I changed my mind. I want to book with somebody else. I can simply press the delete button, and this profile will disappear. That means they have none of my personal information. For all intents and purposes, this is now dead. Okay, so that was the desktop version with the extension, but the massive power of this, especially when you're traveling, is connecting to hotspot. You've got to see how that works. So here is a restaurant. I want to use their Wi-Fi system. In order to do that, I've got to register. So let's do that, and the first thing it wants is my email address. Instead of giving it my real email address, I've opened up Cloaked, I've logged in using my biometrics. There is my European travel, and there is my cell phone number and an email address. I simply copy the email address, paste it in here, and then I click on Submit. I agree to whatever terms and conditions they want, and voila, I am now connected. What about this network? So I've tried to log into the McDonald's free Wi-Fi, and what do you know? They want your cell phone number. No, I'm not giving you my cell phone number. I'm going to go back into Cloak, go to my European travel, get a copy of my cell phone number that I've set up through my identity, and I'm going to paste that in here. So they could have my Cloak number for whatever their marketing thing that they wanted to use it for, but I'm not putting in my real phone number.
As I'm continuing my travels around Europe, I'm checking my Cloaked inbox, and the amount of special offers that are flooding through is just ridiculous. But luckily, it's the Cloaked information that's been sold, which means I can get rid of it and my personal information remains safe. Cloaked is the easiest way to protect your online identity. Link is in the description below. Use the code Liron and get 20% off your plan.
And whilst you're traveling, do not fall for this airline scam. Check this video out. Give the video a quick thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in this video. Let's go.